Why are people spending years of their lives planning to move to Germany and then finally doing it, establishing a successful life in Germany, only to leave after a few years? In this video, I'm going to discuss some of the reasons why expats are leaving Germany, where they're going, and if you're one of those people deciding whether or not to leave, should you actually leave? I saw this post by DW the other day where it says thousands of immigrants are leaving Germany and here's why. And according to DW, a recent study by IAB, an Institute for Studying Job Markets and Careers in Germany, asked immigrants between 18 to 65 years old why they left. And according to the study, 39% of people who responded said that partnerships and family was their reason for leaving. And then 9% said they left because Germany had few people from their own countries. And then also on the list is German bureaucracy, lack of support in crucial areas of life, such as finding work, housing, friendships, and even learning the language. Now, even though DW has mentioned only a few reasons why expats are thinking about leaving, I've also gathered some information from talking to people here who are expats in Berlin, and they told me about some of the reasons why they're thinking of leaving. So, to understand the first reason, I want to tell you about something that happened to me a few months ago. So, a few months ago, in the dead of winter, I was by myself and I started to feel really homesick. I was missing my family, I was missing my people back in Dubai, and I felt like I desperately needed to reach out to somebody, like mental health support. So then I went to the therapist that I had gone to when I had first moved here, and I messaged her and I said, "Hey, are you available? Can you see me?" And she said, "Sure, here's the link to pay and book your appointment." And to my surprise, when I logged into her page to book the appointment, I saw that she increased her prices. Initially, the price per session was 80 euros, and when I had logged on a few months ago, it had increased to 110. I mean, I couldn't afford it, so I had to just tell her, "I'm sorry, I can't afford your session." And that wasn't the only thing that increased, in fact. A few months prior, BVG, the public transportation company, increased their prices to 63 euros per month. For reference, when I had first moved here a couple of years ago, the Deutschland ticket was about 52 per month. And it doesn't stop there. I also got a letter from my landlord saying that he was increasing my rent by about 100 euros. And it doesn't stop there. Gas prices went up. Health insurance costs also went up. So you get what I'm saying here? But the funny thing is, salaries are not keeping up with this. Like my salary went up by 2%. So cost of living is increasing, but the salaries are just not keeping up. Now, I know a lot of people are gonna say, well, just change your job. Have you seen the current German job market? It's atrocious. Look, the fact is, Germany is not the same country it used to be back in 2016 or even in 2022 when I first moved. I have a friend, he's an Italian guy. He moved here from Milan, Italy, about 5 years ago, and he was a general manager in Milan. And he moved here and started working for a Meta contracting company, and he was doing sales. But if you know what's going on with Meta, you know that they started restructuring. So he was thinking, oh my God, maybe my job is on the line. So let me look for work outside of the company that I work for. And he speaks B1 level German. It's been a year. He's been trying to find a job and he still hasn't found anything. I get DMs on Instagram all the time where people are here in Germany on a chance card or an opportunity card visa and they're looking for work and they reach out to me saying, "Listen, like I've been here for 5 months, 6 months, 8 months and I still haven't found a job. What can I do?" And I mean, these are experts who are not able to find jobs. I talked to another friend, actually, he's an engineer, and he told me that when he first moved here in 2016, recruiters were reaching out to him on LinkedIn all the time to book interviews with him. And he told me that for engineers in Germany, these days, the opportunities just aren't what they used to be. So that's the other reason why people are leaving, because the opportunities today are not what they used to be in Germany. Okay, but what about people who have a citizenship or a permanent contract or permanent residency? Why are they thinking about leaving after 10 years in Germany? But actually, to prove this point, I want to ask you a question. What do you think are the top 2 destinations in Europe that Germans go to for holidays? If you said Spain and Italy, you would be correct. Imagine if you are from a warm climate and you live in Berlin where I mean, let's be real. Most of the times it's gray skies here. And some people say that it's 6 months of cold weather, but for me, it's about 8 months of cold temperatures. I know a guy who was telling me that after 10 years of living in Germany, his mood was being impacted significantly by the weather. He wanted more sun. He wanted to live closer to the sea. He wanted to live among welcoming people, get that whole caliente vibe. By the way, on the topic of welcoming people, like wanting to live amongst welcoming people, I think the conversation here is a little bit more nuanced than saying, oh, Germans are not welcoming or Germans are cold people. What I find is that this is more like a subjective experience because some people do feel that Germans are welcoming. I have a friend, she's from Hungary. She's like, no, people in Berlin are super chill, they're super friendly, they're welcoming. Whereas someone else, I know another person from Spain who moved to Berlin, and she's like, no, I don't feel welcome here for some reason. But going back to the reason that my friend said that after 10 years of living in Germany, he wants to leave, the reason being he wants to be in a place where he enjoys the food and warm, friendly atmosphere. But one thing that he told me that made my ears kind of perk up is that he achieved everything that he came here to achieve. So he got his education, he got a career going, he has a German citizenship. Well, khalas, he's ready for something new. The more I talk with my friends who are expats here in Germany, specifically Berlin, the more I kind of hear the same themes, the ones who stayed here for a while, that Germany is not a permanent or final destination for a lot of people. It's more of a stepping stone. And I relate to that because, where I'm from in Dubai, it's the same thing. I see a lot of people from the West, from Asia, from America coming to Dubai, but they come there for a few years, they make their money, they save money, and then they go back home or they go to another country. And my personal view is that I see Germany kind of the same way for a lot of the expats who come. And once people get their permanent residency, citizenship, work experience, education, generally the countries they choose to move to after a long time, in my experience, has been Greece, Spain, Italy, Switzerland. And yeah, some people do move to Dubai after Germany. But the question now is, should you leave Germany? The real question here is Germany still the right country for what I want in my life right now? Have you achieved what you came here for? Did you build your career, your education, get a permanent residence, get a German citizenship? Would you consider this chapter of your life closed? If not, close the chapter, then open another chapter. I think the most important question is what Germany gives you still worth what you are giving Germany? You're giving Germany high taxes, hard work, you're investing years of your life, and what are you getting in return? If your answer is, I'm getting career, opportunities, security, freedom, then I think the exchange is worth it. But if what you get in return is expensive housing, housing shortage, cost of living increasing, long wait times just to see a doctor, less disposable income, then I think the balance or the equation changes a little bit. And I think the next question is, will another country give you a different equation? Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.